This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Chelsea. Chelsea is a champion surfer, so she's accustomed to moving super fast, which is why she relies on super fast broadband brought to her through Flow's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her family sharing and surfing and saving each month. Combined, she bundles her Flow mobile, home phone, and TV services, so she can enjoy much more for much less, and so can you. Visit any Flow retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
It's Friday, September 2nd, and time for the Barbados Today News Update, the evening edition. With the details, I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Topping the news at this hour, residents are being urged to stop the black-on-black violence taking place in the country. The plea from Barbados' ambassador to CARICOM, Robert Bobby Morris, on the heels of the recent spate of gun violence, which claimed the life of its latest victim, 46-year-old Ricardo Bryan of Black Rock, and left 4 young men nursing serious injuries at hospital. Ambassador Morris told the Democratic Labour Party lunchtime lecture this afternoon that the current situation is frightening, and he called for the senseless killings to stop.
Going to walk, you have a particular finish to walk, and you might get for yourself and walk. Try to have a passion of fat or something, so but you get for yourself. That president, because I'm hoping that that's not problem in the 50 years going forward. Like if there's one thing that we have to stop, it's black-on-black violence. That's what I'm saying. Black-on-black violence, poor-on-poor violence, and the family violence that we have over split, over territory. That's the most serious thing I'm seeing here. It's not scientific what they're doing. It's nothing about the great leaps in science the world is making, and people are killing one another.
Meantime, the recent spate of gun violence is causing much concern among residents. Barbados Today's Anmar Goodrich Boyce took to the streets to hear the views of the people on this worrying situation.
The latest shooting death has renewed calls for something to be done about rising gun crime on the island. Several men were gunned down in the past month alone. Jamar Grisette was shot dead while in his vehicle at Orange Hill, St. James. Last week, Andre Hines of St. Lucie was killed when 2 armed men broke into his home. Earlier this week, 20-year-old DeMarco Polo Coombs was shot in Harper's Land Sergeant Village. An attack in Wotton, Christchurch, early yesterday morning left several men nursing gunshot injuries, including a 16-year-old boy who was in critical condition at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. And last night, 46-year-old Ricardo Bryant became the latest shooting victim when he was gunned down in the Massey Car Park in Warrens. When Barbados Today visited Warrens this afternoon, members of the public had their say on the surge of gun violence.
Right now, right, young black people, right, need to motivate themselves. I mean, go to look for work, you understand? They heard of me right now to say young men like me kill me one another.
It's really bad. I mean, up to last night with the incident at Warrens and stuff like that, I mean, I don't know how much more we could really take in this island.
The gun violence is directly related to the fact that the laws are not stringent enough and people don't serve enough time. They get a slap on the wrist. If you shoot somebody, they might go up and spend a few years and they're back on the road.
Right now, too much gun violence going. Police gotta work better to stop Chinese gun violence for the country, all the run business, all the here, making bad for everybody.
Police say they will continue to work with the public in getting rid of illegal guns. Anmar Goodrich Boyce, Barbados Today.
Thanks, Anmar. And in other news, opposition Barbados Labour Party candidate for St. Philip South, Inda Ware, believes government should publish a timeline on the Sam Lords project. He tells Barbados Today he has seen no evidence of work at the St. Philip property, despite utterances from Finance Minister Chris Sinclair during the recent budget that the project was about to begin.
For the past 4 weekends that I've been passing through here, there's nothing really going on that would suggest that a project has started or is about to start in the immediate future. I haven't seen or heard of any artist impression, so I don't know who's the architect that is going to be doing the designs for the Newcastle project. I don't know too much about information in terms of plan approvals and all those things that you need before the project starts. So the reality of it, that a lot of information is still missing.
Credit unions want to get involved in the issuing of funds to small businesses from the central bank-administered Enhanced Credit Guarantee Fund. Chief Executive Officer of the Small Business Association, Lynette Holder, says while there are several financial institutions chosen to issue the funds, she believes credit unions should be involved. The government-backed fund, launched 8 months ago, is being financed to the tune of $70 million by the Inter-American Development Bank and the China Co-Financing Fund for Latin America and the Caribbean.
Yes, there are several intermediary organizations, several financial intermediaries that have been identified, and we are pleased to know that First Citizens Bank has been one of the first to be able to access the guarantee fund for the sector, but we are calling for credit unions to be also included on the list of approved intermediaries that the sector can go to, and that those credit unions can also access those guarantee funds.
Chief Executive Officer of the City of Bridgetown Credit Union, Steve Bell, agrees, pointing out that a lot of their members were small business owners.
We have a number of people who are small business owners, a lot of individuals in the credit union system, and we believe that that's the right thing. When the fund actually came out, we lobbied for it, but they said that it was only relevant for commercial banks, which we thought rather strange, and we were hoping that the minister would take the advice of what the CEO of the SBA is saying and what we've been calling for since the fund was launched, and to actually allow credit unions to be part of the partnership initiative.
In sports, Station Hill Cavaliers toiled but came up very short against Lakers, who captured another easy 61-35 victory in the ongoing Barbados Amateur Basketball Association Division I League. The scoreline reflected Lakers' dominance throughout the game after they led the first 3 quarters 17-8, 32-12, 47-15 last night at the Clapham Hard Courts in St. Michael. Keenan Small top scored for the Lakers with 20 points, but no one else managed double figures, as the next best scores were 8 from Leonard Cromwell and Matthew Moore, respectively. Romario Hudson with 13 points and Jamar Mohan 8 were the main scorers for Cavaliers. In the second matchup, Clapham Bulls defeated the Garrison Chargers 59-57.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Get your paper. Only $2.25, $2.20. Who? For what? That's the Bear Stale News. I don't read about that from Barbados today since last night. That can't only care do. $2.20. Who?
Barbados Today. News you can trust.
A top regional disaster official is calling on Caribbean countries to pay greater attention to the region's vulnerability to natural disasters. The advice from the Executive Director of the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, Ronald Jackson, on the heels of the first anniversary of Tropical Storm Erika in Dominica. Erika claimed 31 lives and left $1 billion in infrastructural damage on the island. Jackson says Caribbean countries need to look particularly at their development planning process.
We find that across the region there is also scope for continued strengthening of preparedness and response capabilities in the region. That's an area that has not received great amount of investment, the area of operational readiness for response. We also saw, again, as some of the lessons, the emergency management legislation and policy framework for comprehensive disaster management. Draft legislation has been prepared, model policies have been established by SEDEMA. Not many of them have been integrated effectively into the respective countries.
And further afield, Hurricane Hermine leaves at least one dead in Florida and causes severe damage along the state's northern Gulf Coast. Florida Governor Rick Scott said a homeless man died after a tree fell on him as the storm moved inland. After making landfall early Friday, Hermine swept through Florida and weakening into a tropical storm and is now making its way through Georgia towards the Carolinas. And that's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. Do have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you back again on Monday.